Yo, what is going on, my brother? Thank you for clicking on this video. Let's talk first dates, my man. I went out on a first date last night. You know how it went? It went fucking incredible. Because I've gone on a lot of first dates and I've fucked up on first dates and I've learned how to make first dates go really well. That's why I can make this video. And something I was talking about with the girl actually is her experience with first dates and how most guys just fuck it up so bad because they don't know any better. They don't know what they're doing. And that's why I want to teach that to the guys who are here on this channel, clicking on videos like this, wanting to improve in their lives. So if you're a guy on self-improvement, you're a young masculine individual and you want to learn more about masculinity, you can hit subscribe, check out some of the other content. And I'm trying to build a community of like-minded men, you and I, get more people together like us so we can actually lead the younger generation, and fucking teach men how to be men again, you know? And like, just how to live happier, healthier lives and not be fucking bitch boys, you know what I mean? So, let's get into it, all right? The first date. So, I took this girl out for boba. Oftentimes for a first date, the reason I took her out for boba here is because I met her off Hinge. It's just a dating app, same thing as Tinder, basically. And so if you're going to meet a girl for the first time, I highly recommend you take them out to something super low-key, super chillax. Boba, coffee. It can even be a pretty chill restaurant if you want. If this is a girl you know somewhat well, you've already kind of had conversations with her, sometimes that can already act as the first date. Really, the first date is just like super... like you're just getting to know them for the very first time, right? This is usually the first time you're ever meeting them. But if you've already met the girl, maybe it's at a party, like a house party or some kind of frat party, or you just know her a little bit already, I recommend taking them on an activity. Because that's usually what I would do for the second date after meeting them on a dating app, if it goes well, is I'll take them out to, if you know what Level 99 is, like escape room type thing, or you can take them rock climbing. You can take them on even like some hike, you know what I mean? Like just do something exciting that's fun. That's what most of the time girls want. Girls want to go on adventures with you. And you should be living already a life where you're working hard on yourself, but you're also going and doing shit with your life. You don't want to be fucking boring. Otherwise, you're not going to really attract girls if you're boring, dude. So I recommend you do something with your life that's fun and exciting, maybe on the weekends, and invite them to it, you know? So that's the kind of the activity, the thing you're doing on the first date. So for me, I took her out to boba. She texted me her address and I just went and I picked her up and we walked there because we're in the city here in Boston. And so I met her up at her place and we just walked. So the very first thing I did when I saw her though, is I went in for the hug. And a lot of guys are kind of awkward. Like it's like you walk up and you're just, oh, hey, how are you? And like you might go, it's like awkward to go in for a handshake because, you know, it's not like you're going to do a business meeting here. So you're like, do a handshake and stuff? Go in for the hug. Go in for the hug because you're meeting someone who it could be a potential partner and you want to be able to establish physical contact. Going in for the hug, it's just nice, it's wholesome, and you don't have to make it fucking awkward. Maybe she'll do like a little half hug because it's the first time she's meeting you, and that's totally fine, but just establishing that physical contact is going to be really important. And so usually I'll chat with them for a second too, is like go in for the hug, say like, hey, how are you doing? What have you been up to today? And the whole time I'm making direct eye contact and I'm making sure to just listen to her and just let her talk about her day, have like a genuine conversation because it's the first time you guys are meeting usually. Now, if you met her at a frat party or some kind of house party and you're taken to her more of like an activity thing, you've already had conversations with her, you can skip this, just go in for the hug, and then maybe just get onward with the date. But usually, because I'm meeting them for the first time, I like to have a conversation first. And then we started walking to the boba place, and you know we were talking on the way there. As we were going into the boba place, I'm leading the way there. I'm establishing kind of the dynamic already, that I'm leading our relationship. Because, again, if you're a masculine guy watching this, young on self-improvement, you probably want to be kind of a leader. You want to be the man in the relationship. And oftentimes, guys don't even know that they should be leading the date, opening the door for the girl. A basic chivalry, bro. What the fuck? Like, the whole chivalry dead thing, bro, not in my community. If you're subscribed to this channel, bro, chivalry is not going to be fucking dead. I can tell you what. All right? You open the door for her. If you're going into the place, open the fucking door. Open the car door. The sidewalk rule, bro. That's another one. If you guys are walking, she should be farthest from the cars, from the street. Don't fuck up on that, because I've done that. I got called out on it. I felt kind of embarrassed, and I've never fucking fumbled since, all right? Sidewalk rule. Another one, if you are asking her out, oh my God, I'm gonna get fired up in this one. Okay. Look at me, bro. Look at me. If you are asking the girl out, if you are asking her on a date, you should be paying for the fucking meal and the fucking date. If you are going to try to pull that 50-50 bullshit, you can click off this video right now. You can unsubscribe to my channel, because we are not going to have bitch boys here. I'm not going to have motherfuckers who want 50-50 on the first date when they're asking the girl out in my community. We're going to have men that are respectful and aren't fucking entitled to jack shit from women. You're going to treat women with respect, bro. You're going to pay for the fucking first date, open doors, and be kind. What the fuck? 50-50, dude. That is some lame-ass bitch boy shit. We are not doing that here, bro. We are not doing that. You are paying for the first date if you are asking her out. If she asked you out, even then, dude, I'm not fucking with this 50-50 bullshit. Sure, down the line, if you guys are like together, you're struggling financially, 50-50, I hear that. Maybe with like rent or something like that. If you can't pay, if you're trying to go 50-50 on fucking boba, coffee, or some cheap ass date like that, get the fuck out of here, bro. 50-50, oh my God. That shit pisses me off, bro. I literally want to see the guys who are like, oh, bro, no, 50-50 is the modern way. It's what you do nowadays, because men and women are equal. Men and women are not equal, bro. They are not equal. Men and women are different. They're not the same. You don't try and say that. It doesn't make any sense to say that men and women are the same. They're the exact same. They're both human beings. Men and women are different. They're different human beings. They're both human beings. They're different. They both deserve equal opportunities. I can agree with that. If men and women want to work the same job, that's totally chill. But to say that men and women are the same just is not true. So, all right, that's the whole 50-50 bullshit. Again, if you're going to try to pull 50-50, get the fuck out of here. You're a bitch boy. All right? So, you've opened the door for her. You go in. Usually, I'm the one to order. If the girl you're with really wants to order her own stuff, that's chill. You know, just let her do that. But for me, like, I went in with this girl, and she even asked me, she's like, what do I get? And I was like, well, what kind of boba do you like? And I gave her options. So oftentimes, here's another thing. This might save your fucking relationship. If a girl is asking, if she doesn't know where to eat, you don't have to make the decision entirely. Oftentimes, girls will want you to do that because it's, you know, you leading the relationship in a way. But if she's saying like, oh, I don't know where to eat, what I like to do is reduce the amount of options. Don't fucking ask her, what do you want to eat? Because she won't know. She won't know. You'll put her in a masculine state and she'll be stressed out. Give her options. Reduce the amount of things she has to think about. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it there. That's a whole relationship video. But anyways, what I did is I gave this girl I was with on the date options. I said, oh, I think this drink's really good if you're feeling fruity. This is kind of like a milk foam. This one's also more of like a dessert boba. And basically, I just gave her options. And she went, okay. And then I said, I'm going to get this one because I think it's really good. She goes, okay, I think I'll get that one too. All right, sweet. So I ordered that for us. As I was talking to the person, I think the barista, I was just like trying to have a nice conversation with the person. As I talked about in previous videos, if you just try to be a nice human being, like you should just be a good person and say, hey, how's your day going? Instead of going straight to, yeah, can I get the like brown sugar milk tea? Just like ask them like, hey man, how's your day going? Literally the guy here went, good. How are you? And like, he's just tripping because no one's asking him that. People are just like fucking NPCs. They're just like spitting like brown sugar, matcha, fucking Oreo milkshake, like type shit. Instead of just realizing this is a human being. You're not talking to a robot. You're talking to a human being. And so she even recognized that. She goes, oh, you're so nice to the guy. And I went, yeah, he's a human being. Most guys are just spitting fucking matcha, Oreo shit. Like, just be nice. And girls will recognize that. All right. So we go to the table. I pull out her chair. She sits down. And most guys will sit across from them. Now, on certain occasions, if you're on like a very fine wine and dine date, like very proper, I guess you could say, sitting across them might make sense depending on the setting. I usually try to sit next to the girl. And I sit like pretty close to her because I want to establish that like closeness and like, again, physical contact. I'm trying to be intimate with this person. This is a potential partner. You're going to you want to be more intimate with this person if you're trying to pursue them, right? You're trying to make it clear, I am into you. And that's how you do it. Oftentimes guys will get put in the friend zone because they're not clear about their intentions. I'm not trying to be friends with her. I'm trying to see if she's a compatible partner for me. And part of that is seeing how receptive she is to my physical touch. And some guys will say like, oh, that's kind of weird, dude. It's not your job to guess her boundaries. If she's uncomfortable with something, she will tell you. And then you respect the boundaries. Okay? All right. So let's talk about what to talk about on the date. Because this is probably the biggest place where guys fuck up the most. I can give you all those other tips and that'll definitely bump up your points on the date. But something that's going to be really important is what you're talking about. Don't be the guy that's just like, do you have any pets? How many siblings do you have? So like, what do you study? What's your major? Dude, I'm going to punch you in the fucking face if you ask that shit. Some of that stuff, maybe in like an awkward moment, if you really cannot come up with any other questions, sure. But when you're on the date, make the intention and even write this down beforehand. Write down some questions that are deep and meaningful. Questions that you genuinely want to know about your potential partner. It is a waste of fucking time to just ask bullshit like what their favorite color is, what their favorite animal is. That's a waste of time. You are not asking her out so that she can get ready and take time to meet you so that you can ask her for her favorite color and her favorite animal. Don't do that. Ask her meaningful stuff. Like, how's the relationship with your parents? Like, what kind of relationship are you looking for? And like, don't be afraid to get deep. The whole point is to be like intimate and like connect with this person on a deeper level. You guys are not trying to be friends, right? So it's good if you ask deep questions and you can come up with some on your own. I'd say like you can even have some fun ones in there, like what's one lesson you would give to the people you love if you're about to die, right? I just came up with that on spot right now. You can ask deep, meaningful stuff like that and it'll trigger like, guys aren't doing that. And so if you are doing that, you will immediately be separated. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but literally every single first date I've ever gone on, girls always tell me like, I've never been asked questions like this. Oh, like, wow, you're really good at this. I always get that. And I'm really not trying to like toot my horn before I say, oh, bro, you're so good at dates. I've had dates where I fuck up. But majority of the time, especially the last like 20 first dates that I've gone on, dude, just all this stuff I'm giving you alone and some of the advice I'll give you in a minute is what's been separating me. And girls will literally tell me, I've never been on a date like this. This is great. You're so good at this. And I just wish more guys would be like this on a first date because I think they would see more success and girls would genuinely have a better time on a first date. So again, ask the deep, important questions and don't ask like random shit that's not important. Like how many siblings she has. You don't give a shit. You don't really care. That's important down the line to know like, oh, she has an older brother. Okay, I can think about that. But ask her important stuff like her relationship with her parents. Because that question alone will then indicate to you, okay, maybe she's had a really shitty relationship with her father. And so she might have some like attachment issues or she might not be like, she might treat me the way she treated her father. That kind of relationship. That's the kind of stuff you look out for. That's the reason you're asking those deep questions. Is so that, again, this is going to move on to the next point. You're there to see if you two are compatible. That's the purpose of the date. The purpose of the date is not to try to get her to like you. That's not your goal. The purpose of the date is to see if you two are compatible. And the way you do that is ask these deep questions, genuinely get to know her, and fucking listen, dude. Do not be the guy that's talking majority of the date. When I go on dates, my goal is to make sure that the girl talks about 80% of the time and I speak 20% of the time. If you try to speak less on the date, I've noticed that girls usually like you more. It's part of it is sure like maintaining mysterious and like not just like showing all your cards at first, right? Part of it is guys just also don't listen. A lot of guys just fucking yap and like try to talk to her about like the specific details of like their CNC machine or like their engineering modeling class. She doesn't give a shit, bro. She doesn't really give a shit. She gives a shit about who you are, what you're passionate about, and not the specific details, but just more about like your character and what you want out of life. You know what I mean? And so talk about the stuff you're genuinely passionate about. But I would also think a bit about how you're phrasing it. And what I mean is you don't have to make it sound so fucking boring. You can make it sound like, if I was to tell a girl about this YouTube stuff and I'd say, oh yeah, I make YouTube content. That's fine. I mean, that's kind of basic. But if I said, oh yeah, I create social media content to help young men better themselves, and I've already helped maybe like 100 plus men who are following me on social media right now, and I connect with them. That sounds way more impactful, and sure, it sounds like cooler. It's still the truth though. I'm not bending the truth there. I'm just presenting in a way that is like, it just sounds better. And sure you can be like, oh, that's inauthentic. Bro, you're not being real. Fuck you. If you go to your friend's mom's house, are you just going to swear a bunch and be like totally yourself? Because, you know, oh, I'm just being myself, bro. I'm going to be authentic. I'm going to swear a bunch and, you know, call your mom a retard or some shit like that. You're not going to do that. You're going to be appropriate to the environment and the situation and the people you are with. That I don't see it as being inauthentic. So think about the way you're presenting the information and just listen to her. You know, get to know her. See if she's a good partner and if you guys really vibe with each other. That's the energy. And keep in mind throughout this date that you want to be, you know, having some kind of physical touch. Now, again, as I said, your goal is not to try to get her to sleep with you. If you want that, you can go check out some other video. Maybe I'll make a video in the future if you guys really want that, because I've had some experience with that, but that's really not my goal right now. And to be honest, I'm not really a fan of that, of like hookup culture and everything. That's just not who I am. But yeah, all right. So anyways, physical touch, it's not your job to guess her boundaries. She will tell you her boundaries and you respect that. But don't be afraid to like, you know, like go like shoulder to shoulder when you're sitting next to her, or you guys are talking and you make some joke about her hands being small and you grab her hand and, you know, you hold it, like rub it a little bit. You know, you can be kind of flirtatious with it in that way. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid to, you know, like have your hand on like her knee or whatever. You don't have to go like thigh yet, because, you know, maybe that's a bit much. But you'll see what her comfort level is, and she'll be receptive too. And that stuff can be really cute, and, you know, it creates a more of a bond with you two. And then you guys might connect, which is great. So that will lead me to the big one here. I always try to, if I want to secure a second date with this girl, I will always go for a kiss. Usually in the mid to end of the date, after we've talked quite a bit, if we're really vibing, I will go for a kiss. And sometimes it leads to making out. But going for the kiss is basically, it's securing and like telling her without saying, I really like you. This date is going well. I really like you. Here's like a gift, right? Like you're kissing her. And that will just, again, like create more of a bond because you guys are getting physical. But the kiss is just like, it symbolizes that like, yes, like this is going well. And you guys are moving forward. You guys are progressing. If you don't go for the kiss, you're being a bitch boy. Or you don't want a second date with this girl. And that is okay. If you guys are not vibing, you're not really connecting with her, you don't think she's compatible, don't go for the kiss. That'll honestly, most of the time, that'll be enough to say, hey, I'm not really vibing with you and I don't want to have a second date. Without having to say that. Most times that'll work. But if you want a second date with this girl, bro, you got to go in for the kiss. Don't be a bitch boy. Just don't be a bitch boy. Go in for that kiss, bro. She wants you to kiss her. I promise. She wants you to kiss her. And if she doesn't, then she's probably just not interested in you. And that's totally fine. You guys aren't compatible. That's totally fine. You got to respect her boundaries and then move on. So that's pretty much it for the date. I will say, if you successfully follow through on these, more likely than not, she will send you a text the day after that says, hey, I had a really great time last night. Or maybe just after the date, if you guys ended at like 8 p.m., 9 p.m., she'll send you like a text an hour or maybe shortly after. Say, I had a really great time with you. That is a great sign. She wants a second date if she sends that, okay? And I hope you fucking get that text, bro. And if you follow these and you really genuinely like the girl, you're probably going to get that text, man. All right? I hope this fucking helped you. If you have any questions about anything, just leave it in the comments. And if you want me to make another video like this, comment and hit that like. If you want a video on, being a degenerate and like trying to go for a date to hook up, I can make a video on that if you guys really want that. But I'm not going to be. I don't want to promote that really because I don't think that's as fulfilling. But I know some guys out there are just different, and that's what they're into. And so I can make a video on that, but I highly recommend you follow through on these steps and try to find, a girl that you really vibe with, all right? So let's fucking get it, man. Hope you have a good one.